Hey everybody, this is Brandon from Loud by Designs. I just wanted to do a quick little video here. I'm testing this acrylic style glass that I got off of Amazon for the LED etching or engraving. So far it's doing pretty well. I did have a spot right here. Not sure if you'll be able to see it too well, but a spot right here, it actually blew up and it cracked on the inside. So I don't know if that was a defect in the actual plexiglass or if I had it set to like 300 millimeters per second, and it got to that really, let me try to zoom in here real quick. It got into that really fine detail area right there. So I don't know if that was the cause of it or if the cause was too much power or anything like that. So I have like 6 of these. This is like the 3rd or 4th one that I've burnt just doing testing, because I did some other ones where I was doing the testing for what I thought was better for, let's see if I can get this in just a little bit better for the engraving. I had some of the better results around here, which was 300 millimeters per second at about 38. I think I did this at 300 millimeters per second, but I did it like at 40, because 44 at 300 was also giving me kind of, but I'm also now looking over here at 200 and at 20. So I might try that one next. May try 200 at 38, excuse me. But I'm not sure yet. It's going to be a lot of testing. That's a bad thing about doing this type of work, is you're going to go through a lot of test material at your expense. But once you figure it out, then you'll have less throwaway. Now you might have variables like where the temperature changes from winter to summer, changes things. So you know, you may run into that variable there, but like I said, I did other tests where, you know, you can see where the power got too high and starts to melt it, even warped it, you know, made it to where, so you also, the other thing you got to remember too, if you're doing something like this, is you need to make sure that you are doing a solid black background. I've seen some people paint the background black, but when you're doing clear with diode, you got to make sure that you have something solid for the laser to basically focus on, and because it's going to just shoot right through the acrylic, and then and then it's going to burn the image, and then basically it's going to stop, and then when it stops there, it's going to burn the back side of the acrylic, and that's where your engraving is going to be. So you make sure you don't want to mirror the image, because then if you do, when you turn it around, this is going to be the rough side of the burnt side, and instead of it being just smooth on this side and rough on this side. And then of course you want to make sure that when you do your testing, or when you do your depth, you want to make sure that you are pushing your depth meter or depth probe to this on a solid piece of wood. So you got your wood, you got this, and then you got your acrylic. You want to do your testing here, because this is where you're actually burning the image, is here. You can see where the plexiglass right here was getting too hot and was vaporizing outward. So like I said, a lot of testing. Every time you get a new product, new material, new thing, you got to do the test. So I realized that I misread the information, so I didn't get a RGB. I got this solid clear style one, and I wanted RGB. So now I got to purchase the puck ones with the RGB, and then I got to start my testing all over again. I got multiple items over here where I've bought a Stanley cup just so I can do a test. So that way, if anybody wanted me to do a Stanley cup, I have my testing readings on the Stanley cup. I got cups that I've gotten from Amazon. This is from Amazon. So anytime that you purchase something new, I recommend doing one of these tests so that way you know, so that way you're not burning and going through potential client stuff and you're wasting stock. You have a guideline to go off of, especially on the clear stock. So again, you know, it turned out pretty decent. I'm actually happy with the result, except for just that one little spot there. I'm actually happy with the way this turned out. Of course, I need either to shrink this just a little bit or bring this up. I'll probably end up having to shrink it because it does almost get lost right here. But I mean, I'm actually happy with the result. Of course, if you want to make this brighter, you will sandpaper the edge of here, and then that's going to focus the light to become more in there. So I also would recommend that if you do that, to sandpaper this first before you take the backing off. Diode, most times diode will not cut clear, but it will cut the solid colors even at a 20 watt, and that's what I'm using. I'm using the S1 at a 20 watt. But so yeah, I mean, it engraves just fine. You just either got to paint this black or you got to put something solid black, just like for glass. You either got to paint the glass, well, glass you have to basically paint it, just because a lot of times it's going to be like a glass mug or something like that, so you really can't put something solid black behind it. But you need to etch it on black acrylic paint or something. I may do a test where I do the black acrylic paint on one of these and do this, because maybe the cardboard or maybe the cardstock is getting too hot. Maybe it's catching on fire. I don't know what it was doing to cause this. So my next one, I may paint a small layer of black acrylic paint that can easily wash off, redo this test and see at the same speeds of 300 and all that other stuff like that to see which result I get is better. So I may make another updated video on that. So I hope this helps out. Thanks.